Hi, Dale from Reptile Systems. I just want to talk to you about the Ferguson zone. We get asked two questions. Firstly, what is the Ferguson zone? And the second thing is, why have we adopted the Ferguson zone for our reptile lamps? So let's answer the first question. What is the Ferguson zone? So the Ferguson zone was created by a lovely man called Dr. Gary Ferguson, and himself and a team of associates researched all the animals in the wild. So they data logged all of the UV requirements that that animal would need in its native environment. So for example, a chameleon on a branch, they would take a solar meter and they would wait for the animal to move, and they would measure that UV where he was. Let's say that was 2.2. They would then data log that as 2.2. Once all these animals had been data logged, they could then realize that there was four kind of key categories of where animals would lie, and this basically formed the Ferguson zones between 1, 2, 3 and 4. Low UV requirements, medium, zone 3 is high, and then zone 4 is very high. So for example, leopard geckos in number 1, some chameleons in number 2, bearded dragons in number 3, and then something like a chuckwalla in number 4, to give the low, medium, high, very high. So the second question is, why have we adopted the Ferguson zone? This is a little bit more of a tricky answer, but it boils down to animal welfare. That's the first and paramount thing. The old way of measuring reptile lamps, or selling or manufacturing lamps, was measured in by percentage. As consumers, as hobbyists, as retailers, as manufacturers, you cannot measure a percentage of a reptile lamp. What you can do is you can measure the output of that lamp. So what you would need is you would use a solar meter 6.5R, the reptile one, so you can measure the UVI, but the UVI has no correlation to the percentage that's coming out. So why offer a 12% lamp for a bearded dragon when you can't measure the UVI and the percentage? It doesn't have a relation. So what we did is we followed the Ferguson zones. So for a bearded dragon, if you're looking at getting one or you've already got one, you would research that animal, you would find out that that bearded dragon is in a zone 3. You would then basically just purchase a zone 3 product, knowing that we've done all the research, it's the right UVI, animal welfare would mean that our zone 3 product is right for a zone 3 animal. And likewise a leopard gecko in zone 1. Zone 1 lamps are between 0.7 and 1.4 at different levels in that enclosure. So we've done the work, we provide you a zone 1 product for your zone 1 animal, and that's it. It makes it very simple now to go to a store, to go to your preferred online retailer and buy a zone 1 for your zone 1 animal, a zone 2 for your zone 2 animal. And just to give you an idea of moving from old way of doing things to the new way of doing things, zone 1 would be the equivalent of a percentage lamp of 2 to 2.4%. Zone 2 would be the equivalent of about an approximate 6%. Zone 3 would be the approximate of a 12%, and zone 4 would be 14 to 15%. So it gives you an idea of the old way of measuring and how that relates to the new way of using the Ferguson zones. I hope you found that very helpful, and I'll do some more videos soon. Thanks for watching.